3 years ago, I started this channel on the premise of the Great Dispossession. What is the Great Dispossession? We're going to get into that in just a minute, but I want to show you my proof before I start giving you solutions.
This administration will ensure that American AI technology continues to be the gold standard worldwide, and we are the partner of choice for others, foreign countries, and certainly businesses as they expand their own use of AI. Number two, we believe that excessive regulation of the AI sector could kill a transformative industry just as it's taking off, and will make every effort to encourage pro-growth AI policies. And I like to see that deregulatory flavor making its way into a lot of the conversations this conference. Number three, we feel very strongly that AI must remain free from ideological bias, and that American AI will not be co-opted into a tool for authoritarian censorship. And finally, number four, the Trump administration will maintain a pro-worker growth path for AI, so it can be a potent tool for job creation in the United States. And I appreciate Prime Minister Modi's point. AI, I really believe, will facilitate and make people more productive. It is not going to replace human beings. It will never replace human beings. And I think too many of the leaders in the AI industry, when they talk about this fear of replacing workers, I think they really miss the point. AI, we believe, is going to make us more productive, more prosperous, and more free.
From CBS News Bay Area, this is the afternoon edition.
Starting with some developing news, mass layoffs beginning for federal health and human service workers. We've been watching them packing up their offices at the federal building in San Francisco. The department says it plans to lay off 20,000 people nationwide, and it has begun.
In other news, Meta Platforms, the parent company of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, is set to lay off thousands of employees starting February 10th.
It is a tough time for so many people. Layoffs are sweeping the country right now, and UPS is the latest company announcing they're cutting 12,000 jobs, eliminating more than 2% of its workforce around the world.
The move is part of an effort to save money, including turning to artificial intelligence to replace some of those jobs.
Google today joined a growing list of tech giants scaling back, adding to the tens of thousands of workers in the industry who find themselves unemployed.
It is Amazon doing another round of layoffs.
Mark Zuckerberg's year of efficiency back in focus this morning after another round of sweeping layoffs and job cuts.
Okay, so now you've heard the story. Now maybe you'll actually listen to me. Let me point out some facts that most people probably don't know. First thing is, AI is a government policy. As far as the United States goes, it is a policy that is going to push forward artificial intelligence because we are in a race, an arms race, essentially, with the Chinese. Okay, the second thing is 20% of jobs are being automated right now. As you can see, there's a lot of layoffs, and a lot of these layoffs and hiring freezes are because those jobs are being replaced by AI. And so therefore, they're not really talking about how people are being hit. But there is a caveat to all of this. Right? And then the last thing is that corporations are adopting AI in whatever form that they can get it in that will help them cut costs on overhead and, you know, save time, become more efficient, become more uniform. So a lot of companies are already starting to transition their company, especially these large Fortune 500 companies, are starting to transition their company over into artificial intelligence. And it doesn't matter if there's 8.8 million people that are behind on their rent, or for some reason the unemployment rate's still at 4.2%, which is absolutely crazy, but you know, we don't know. There's a lot of different stats that we could see out there and we could point to and say, oh yes, this is a problem, this is a problem. But as someone who's been homeless before, I will tell you that everything boils down to, do you have enough revenue to put a roof over your head? So AI is either your biggest threat or it is your biggest ally. And there's going to be pretty much three camps of people that are going to come out of all of this, because this is completely changing the whole face of the workforce, the economy, how we make money, and everything else like that. You're going to have your Luddites, those that just sit there and go, I lost my job to AI, I'm homeless because of AI, and I refuse to accept AI because they're angry because they lost their job. Then you're going to have those people that go, okay, I lost my job due to AI, I better start doing something that will allow me to use AI and make myself relevant and they will adopt AI. And then you'll have those other people that are still employed, that are good employees that manage to survive a lot of these cuts, that will start learning AI tools so that they can be more productive and more efficient in their job, so that they can actually keep their job. The large majority of people are going to end up in the first category. I would say at least 30% of people will end up homeless because of this whole AI revolution. Not only that, we've got interest rates going up, we've got inflation, we've got this big soup that is just, it's nice, it's tasty, and it's hearty, and it's about ready to blow up in our face. Okay, here's something else for you. AI could also be our modern day Robin Hood. Now, you might be saying, Tuck, why are you saying all this after talking bad about artificial intelligence? I'm not necessarily talking bad about artificial intelligence. What I'm saying is that historically, the large majority of the public will refuse to adapt and integrate into technology. It will be the few in the beginning that do it, that cause it to spread to the masses. And after a few years, a lot of people that were like, oh no, I don't want it, so on and so forth, will start adopting it. But there are still people out there that refuse to have cell phones. There are people out there who still refuse to use electronic communications, whether it be email or voicemail or anything else like that. You have people out there that are still like that. Now, there's going to be a small percentage of those people, but with the way in which AI is being disruptive, I think that we're going to see a larger percentage of those people long term. Because here's the thing: if you've got people that are behind on their rent, that are upside down on their mortgage, that cannot afford their mortgage and food, eventually you're going to end up losing everything you have. And so until the government gets around to going, oh crap, kind of like they did in COVID, where a lot of people had to lose a lot before they would actually step in. So you're going to see a large segment of the population dispossessed, not only because of the economic issues, the global tension, but also because of the disruptive force of artificial intelligence. So how do you survive this, and what do you do? AI could be your Robin Hood. Here's an unknown stat that most people don't know, is that more and more poor people are starting businesses than ever before. And there are even people saying that, hey, the elites don't like this, but I don't think anybody really cares. However, I will tell you that it is allowing people that have been in the poorhouse for a very long time, for generations, to be able to dig themselves out and to reestablish themselves in the new economy. Because there are those that are early adopters, and most of them are poor because they're looking for easy ways to do things, ways to make money. They're constantly looking for a way to get out of their situation. So they are going to be more likely to start small businesses. So in a lot of ways, AI could also be a Robin Hood, in the sense that it's taking from the people who usually had to be financially stable and have a large financial contribution and be able to go years without getting paid, to now all of a sudden people can start turning it into a side hustle, incorporate that into a business, and then all of a sudden they're off to the races. So now, and this is something that I don't get about people. You'll diversify your investments, but you won't diversify your income. And this is that point in time where you need to start diversifying your income, figuring out little things that you can do now. Because if your job, if your industry gets automated, you could very easily end up out on the streets or having to go get a whole new education. And I know a lot of people are 40 and over, and those of us that are 40 and over, we're tired, we're exhausted, we've been doing this for too long, we just want to coast into retirement. Well, guess what? You're not going to be able to do that. So if you want to know how to get out of the great dispossession, take advantage of the success stories that are out there. For example, more and more poor people are starting businesses. And by them starting businesses, that's going to take our poverty class and that's going to jumble it up. Those that were in the middle class that refuse to adapt and that refuse to continue to make themselves relevant will end up becoming the new poor class. So this is an opportunity, one of the few generational opportunities that we have as a society, where we can kind of remix everything up to a point where essentially it's like rolling the dice, and or taking a box and jumbling it up and throwing it out there. Now everybody else is going to have to jockey for a position. At this point in time, just like in the 1930s, at this point in time, the slate is being wiped clean. Everybody has an equal starting point if you're willing to put in the time, the effort, get out of your comfort zone, and have an open mind and start looking for more productive ways to get yourself going. Thank you, Rebels, for being here. If you would like to have a little bit closer conversation, direct conversation with me, you should consider coming on over to Patreon and getting into either the Digital Homesteader or the Sovereign Operator membership. Thanks for being here, and I will see you in the next one. You like your rope, Sam? You like your rope? Yeah, you finally got your toy. Yeah, now you're gonna leave me alone? This thing is huge. She's just gonna have a blast with this. Thanks.